Hey everyone, today I will be showing you how you can accept a cryptocurrency payment on your e-commerce online store using PayChant. PayChant is the easiest way to accept Bitcoin for online payments. For example, let me quickly show you what you actually be creating. Okay, here is a sample online e-commerce store I created and implement PayChant into it. For example, I want to purchase this item by paying via cryptocurrency. When I click on buy now, I wait for the payment product to pop up. Okay, I'll be paying via $0. So I'll be scanning this QR payment on my mobile to actually make this payment, which I'm doing right now. Okay, processing payments. I'm actually trying to make payment from my mobile phone. The payment is processing, waiting for PayChant to confirm. Okay, we're waiting for PayChant to respond with the payment. Perfect. So you can see how easy it is to accept your payment via PayChant. So I'll be showing you how you can actually implement this type of feature on your e-commerce store. Okay, so back to my localhost. I'll be having making use of my localhost. PayChant a line. Oh, that's not it. See, localhost. Quality. PayChant a line. These are the static web I designed. So these are my sources code. I'll be making use of the source code to show you how you can easily integrate PayChant online into your online e-commerce store. These are my sample sources code. I'll also be leaving these source code references for use. Let's take a quick moment to look at the PayChant documentation. We are making use of the PayChant inline. So while using the inline method, we are actually dealing with JavaScript. It's a JavaScript library created by PayChant to make life more easier for developer to use. Even a non-developer can actually come here and follow this process. You'll be able to integrate it in a very simple step. The first thing we are going to do is by grabbing this library. We're going to grab this PayChant library and include it in our source code. As a JavaScript library, we include it in our source code right here. Perfect. So the next thing we are creating is that we'll be creating a new empty JavaScript. You can actually do your scripting here, but I actually don't do that. I have to create a blank JavaScript for my project. Here is where I'll be implementing this script, this sample script provided by PayChant. I'll copy for this function I copy this function block code and I paste it in my function. The next thing I will have to do is to include this script or my source code. So script.src, go to into JS folder and find pay.js. Perfect. We are going to be trying to implement this function, this pay with PayChant function, into our buy now button. This button right here will actually be the function I'll call. We'll be calling this item name, the price, dynamically to be passed into this function. So how do we do that? Let's create this payment button function first. So I'll be implementing this button on this 3 item alone. I'm gonna leave this static just for example, but I will be making use of these first three items. These are my first 3 items sitting up here. We have the first one, second one, and the third one. So the buy now button, this one I'm actually going to be editing my code. First and foremost, I added href tag javascript dot void. What does this mean? I want to click this button, but I don't want the page to refresh. So I'm going to be adding the onClick attribute by calling the PayChant. My ID is already indicated that the PayChant function, which we actually implement here. Okay. So here I'll be passing 2 attributes. I'll pass in 2 arguments, to this function to pass to make a dynamic input in this block of code here. First thing I'm going to pass is the name. What is the name of this item? Is cucumber. So I'm going to pass the name, which is cucumber, and the price is 120 naira. 120. I'll be duplicating this block of code to the next available payment button. Okay, this button should also serve as href is javascript.void, void it, then the attribute of onClick function, and the name here is carrot, so we replace the name to carrot. Replace the name to carrot, and the price is now 250 naira. 250 ngn, and the third one should be tomatoes. Perfect. So I'll be adding the href attribute, which is javascript.void. Then the next one is I'll be replacing the name. The product title is tomatoes. Tomatoes, and the price is 500 naira. As promised, I will be making use of this first 3 items and leave this rest static. So if I try to refresh my page, I can actually see that this button are now actually having the JavaScript attributes right here. So we are going to make use of these first 3 payments to reach the first 3 products to make payments via cryptocurrency. Now that we are having 2 arguments passed into our function, let's actually make use of them in this function. The first argument is the name, and the second argument is the price. So now we'll be working with our PayChant functions here, which are trying to be taking them line by line. The first line is the environment. We'll be working with the live. It's either you work with the live or with the sandbox. When you're working with the sandbox, PayChant will provide some testing coin payment you can actually use to test your payment in development before you go live. So you are working with live, meaning that you are dealing with real payment, the real money. Here, I'm making use of the live. Then the title is the title of my product, which is what I have passed as an argument here. So I will replace my title to name, and my amount is the price. So my currency is NGN. If you look at my product is NGN, you can either accept NGN, USD, Euro. This is the currency currently supported by PayChant. These are the currency that PayChant currently supports. So my API token, I have my API token sitting here. So I'm going to grab that and replace it. So my buyer info will be some example email. The buyer email where PayChant will actually send receipts to when the payment is actually successful. And the description, I'll be modifying this a little bit to actually make a bit more sense. So I'm gonna using the JavaScript template. I'll say buy name from demo store. Perfect. So excluding payment currency, I actually want to accept BTC and ETH, so I don't need this. PayChant actually supported 4 different coin currency currently. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the coin PayChant actually accepts. So the supported currency should be the down right here. So supported currency. PayChant support BTC, ETH, and T. Okay. Then it is $4 and a $0, which is actually not listed here. It's supported $0 also. Okay. So this is the example response. Is either the payment is pending, status, or paid. This is where PayChant will send back the callback response of the payment. The example response will look like this. This is the example response. And we are actually interested in firing the action when the status is paid. So how do we do that? On payment on our PayChant payment system, the modal will actually stay for 5 seconds before it gets closed. So I'm going to make a little bit trick right here to actually show up my modal when the payment is paid. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to create an empty variable that is paid is equals to false. Perfect. Then I'll be making use of this variable to tweak up my code here. So I will say if this response is an object, if res.status is paid, I actually want to do something. Then I reassign this variable up here is paid is equals to true. But if it is anything else, is either pending, fail, is paid, will be false. So I'll be passing this variable to this unclose function here because immediately the modal close, I actually want to do something. So I will say paid is equal to is paid. Coming from here, this is a new variable. So paid is a new variable and is paid is a 61. We're actually tracking if the user actually make a payment successful. Now, if paid is true or false, if paid is true, I want to pop up my modal. My modal is sitting there right here. This is my modal. This is my thank you modal. It's sitting right here. So I want to show this modal to the user to actually tell them that their payment has been received. So my modal ID is ID. The identifier is ID, which I will be making use here. So ID paid modal dot modal, the bootstrap function. This will actually pop up when the payment is paid. Let's take it again. Our environment is live. Then our title is the name we are passing in from our functions here. We are passing two arguments. the name and the price. So the first one is the name, the second one is the price. We are making use of this argument in our codes here. So the title is the name, the title and the amount is the price. The currency we are accepting is NGN. You can either accept USD, GBP, Euro, or AUD, etc. Then my API token, you can find this your API token on your PayChant dashboard account under settings. Just go to API keys. Then the payer information, the email where PayChant will actually send receipts to or notification to the user about their payment. The description, then the callback. This is the response PayChant will be sending back to our website based on the status of the payment. Now let's test this our code and actually see what it looks like. So I'll be on my demo store here and I'll make a add reload. Remember, we actually implement a dynamic function to these first three products, which will actually be checking each one of them. This video, so I start with the cucumber. Say I click on buy now, and my payment model is loading. I'll be paying via $0. So I click on $0, then I'll be scanning this QR code on my mobile. It's not gonna take long this time. It's like it's responding fast. Okay, it's confirming payment. A payment sent. Waiting for PayChant to respond. Perfect. So you can see we have made a payment of 120. After 5 seconds, it will get close and our thank you modal pops up. So that's it. That's how you can easily accept cryptocurrency payment with PayChant. PayChant is the very easiest and the most easiest one I've ever come across. So let's purchase another product. So I'll be buying carrots next. Without even refreshing my page, I can actually try to check out new item. I'll be buying this carrot. I'll be paying via $0, and this is my product title. You can see the product title, the product description that we set from our JavaScript code, and this is the price. It's $2.50. Now I'll be making payments for carrots also. Just a second. It's confirming payment. PayChant is a very simple payment gateway you can easily set up in just how many minutes on your website. It's confirming payment and payment sent, waiting for PayChant to respond. So that's it. After 5 seconds, this modal close and user we see our thank you modal. So that's it. That's how you can simply implement PayChant into your website in just a very simple steps. Make use of this inline code to integrate PayChant into our website. We can accept Bitcoin, ETH, and maybe in future PayChant will support some more cryptocurrency. So just a simple sample of this code, we are able to accept PayChant. We are able to accept PayChant cryptocurrency on our website. It's very simple and fast. So thank you very much for watching this video tutorial. I really appreciate your time. Thank you and have a great day.